Hey, what's up, everybody? Shane and Ronnie here. We're live. It's Tuesday. It's Crowcast, episode 90. How are we, Crow family? Hope you're all well. Let us know you're here in the messages, in the comments below. Stuart Charles, what's happening, bud? Lee, Louisa, Tina, Sam. Thank you so much for joining us. Dave, Shane, and Lloyd will be joining us very shortly. But as always, we get our guest on first. Mr. Andrew Hunt will be joining us very shortly. Can't wait to have a chat with him. It's been a while. Ronnie Exford, how are we, brother?
I'm very well, but I'm absolutely
Good.
great. Probably a good time to say I have a little bit of news about next week's episode. We're taking a break. So we won't be here next week. I know that's bad news to kick off the show, but it's for a good reason. A couple of us are going away. We're having a little bit of an holiday. Shane's gone, internet's gone again. I'm sure I've been set up. I'm sure I've been set up. Oh, he's back. That's incredible. There we are. You're back.
This is a wind up.
That's what I just said. I said, I'm sure I'm being stitched up this week. It's like, how long can he keep it going for? It's amazing, isn't it? We've done all the sound check, mic check, absolutely brilliant. And then it goes glitchy, like, you know? So, but yeah, I'll just fill everybody in while that kind of catches up. Next week, Tuesday, the 22nd, a few of us are taking a bit of a break, so we won't be here. There's a lot going on in the background as well. So we said this will happen during the course of Crowcast. So we're having a break. So Tuesday 22nd is a week off. But don't fail. Tuesday the 29th, we are back. And there are guests booked for I don't know how many weeks after that. So we're back in play then, mate. So yeah, it's been positive weekend. Obviously busy getting ahead of the game without giving too much away. Booking guests now over the next course of the next 4 or 5 weeks after the break. Drive to Survive came back on Netflix, so that pleased me. I'm massively into it, bro. Thanks to our producer Dan Weller, we were in the studio, started baffling on about F1. Never liked it growing up as a kid. Myself and Shane had a very good friend back in the day who was massive into his F1 driving. Here's a story. He used to sit in the end of his bed, didn't he, and pretend he was in a car, I reckon. He's that big of a driver, like, you know, taking all the bends with him, he was. But yeah, I just never got him, man. And after that trip to the studio when we went to Veda with Dan, and the last couple of races of that season, yeah, it's just got me massively into it. So I'll rabble on while Shane just sorting out the glitches back his end. Do you want to sign out and come back in, buddy, to see if that works? Or
Ta-da!
A delayed sound. 2 seconds. We're just ironing out the bugs. It's mad. Last couple of weeks, we haven't had a great lot of luck with this as well. A few people tuning in at the moment, just while Shane is just sorting the technology out his side, his computer and stuff. Matt Ellis, hey guys. Jonathan Wintle, Silverstone, best weekend of the year. Yeah, I haven't got into it massively, but Drive to Survive, like I said, is a Netflix series that my producer told me to kind of watch. And it's very dramatized, it's behind the scenes. So myself and the wife started watching that, got into it massively. So looking forward to the new season and seeing if I do become an F1 fan, like, you know, or if it's something that I get bored of very, very easy, because I always used to see it as a load of cars going around the track, and it was just absolutely like, well, it was like watching paint dry, to be honest. So yeah, for anybody tuning in now, thank you very much, B. Happy birthday the other day. That sucked. I know everybody had COVID in the house. I'm sure everyone will make it up to you sometime. They're not new specs, actually, as well. They're old ones. I just choose not to wear them. I just can't find my other glasses tonight. And otherwise, I'll do the Squinty McGiven, which a few people kind of comment and say that I'm kind of like that in the comments. So just rabbling and buying us a bit of time while you're all getting settled. We're going to be joined with Andrew Hunt shortly. And there's Shane. He's back. How are you doing, buddy?
All right, man.
All right, man.
All good.
What is going on, innit?
I don't know what the drama's about. I'm here, beat you. It's mad
There
because
we
it glitches, but I'm still on the screen and you're going, Shane's gone.
Ah, that's
It's
mad.
Yeah. No idea. No
Maybe it's
idea.
me. Maybe I should leave and you can wrap it on for a
It's gonna
No, all
happen one
jokes
day, innit?
aside, is am I glitching now, or how is this looking at home, guys? Is it looking all right? Is it sounding okay? Because I did to bring Andrew on, and it still sounds or looks like shit.
Technology
Lloyd
glitchy.
Lloyd is saying behind the scenes is glitchy as hell. For him, oh bloody technology! You're right. How was your weekend, Shane? How have you been, Bet?
Good, but yeah, really good. Every time we just say this, I feel like it's just we're just consumed with this album. Getting it right, trying to get it sorted. Well, my head is anyway, and it doesn't deviate from that. So it feels a little like stressed, but I think we're on a good road now. With it all, without going too much into detail, lots of things have happened, lots of things have changed. But maybe we can come out and say that when the album is closer to be finished. But yeah, we've hit a few hurdles, but we are leaping over those hurdles like Colin Jackson, the Welsh international hurdler. And it's gonna sound good again. So yeah, exciting times.
Oh, I love it. I know exactly what you mean, but because
I
it's
know
just
you do.
literally
Everyone else is like, what the fuck's that mean, Shane?
it's every day. A few people are saying that it's kind of a bit blurry on your screen, Shane. So what we'll try and do throughout the next, the next 20 minutes, half hour, is we'll keep the show rolling.
Shane's
There we are.
blurry. Yeah. Always am, and I. Who's
Yeah,
been drinking on you?
we'll keep things kind of rolling, and we'll just try and kind of amend it. I mean, this is the beautiful thing about it being live. The funny thing is, we had a conversation the other day about doing a pre-recorded one when we were off, and that is an idea. But the fact was, we were like, it's brilliant when it's live because we get to interact with everybody, and
Yeah.
you get to have these problems and learn how to overcome them. I suppose. Do you know what I mean? It's like fucking hell. Oh, so much fun. Do you want some news about gigs, mate?
Go on, then.
Excellent. Let's move on swiftly. So I've been in touch with Alid, and I have some great news. There's less than 100 tickets left. So literally, if anybody hasn't got tickets, or if you know anybody who is thinking about coming to these, this is pretty much the last rollout. I think that's what Alid said today. So I've got the graphic there. There's less than 100 tickets left on both shows. The Chep store link is there, www.castle.org or /rock.co.uk, www.ticketwales.co.uk. There's a Tembi link as well. But there's less than 100 tickets left on the both shows. So they're looking like a sellout, which is fantastic. And we'll be on that with all the scammers who hit the pages. Don't you worry. We'll have a way around that. Like, that's the new thing now. If you put sold out, they're trying to sell you dodgy tickets. They are.
Aye, yeah, no doubt.
Yes. Yeah. So shall we have a guest? Shall we try having a guest? And let's see how it goes. Probably going to go Pete Tong.
Yeah, hopefully you can hear me and see me. Ladies and gentlemen, Crow family, please welcome frontman of Valhalla Awaits, Mr. Andrew Hunt.
How you doing, Ant?
How are you, Bet?
Good, thanks. I can hear you, but everything you're saying is like delaying. Oh, it might have stopped now. It might be okay. Very good, thanks.
Let's do a check. Am I in real time or was it echoing?
So what I said is just come again, and yeah.
Well, me as well, is it, Ant?
Well, I can see your mouth moving in real time, but then everything you say is repeating itself again, like a couple of seconds after.
Funny enough, my wife said that to me as well. But if you right, we'll do a bit of on-air tech by you because there's no other way to do it really.
Okay,
if you go into your settings and go to audio, pay attention at home for points. Go into your settings, click on audio, and there's an option that says echo cancellation. You can tick that. Is that tick for you?
Thins.
This is good, isn't it? Huh?
This is great. This is online technical support.
Live on air.
That's already ticked, boys.
Well, I have no fucking idea what to do now.
Stereo audio. Let me.
What's that, brother?
I just switched it off.
Here we are.
Is that
Yeah,
better?
love it.
Tried
Love it
switching
live.
off the echo cancellation to see if that helps because it was already on. Oh, has that worked?
There we are. Yeah,
It's covered
nobody
up.
do this at home as well. Or if you're listening to it audio-wise, you don't need to go into an audio setting or do anything. So, how's that sound, and is it an echo now?
It's still bouncing back, is it? Lloyd, yeah. Maybe I should sign in and sign out and sign back in, is it?
All right, we'll try that again now, brother. All right, we'll pull you out
okay.
and then pull you back in. That's what she
That's what
said.
she said. I put my headphones on thinking it was that could have been the problem, like he's picking up my speaker or something, but it doesn't look like.
I love that. Tech lessons with Ronnie Oxford. Have you ticked that box? Yeah, it's already ticked. Well, I haven't got a fucking clue what to do next. There we go. Phone the next person.
It's literally turn it off and put it back on again, isn't it? That's
Exactly. I don't mind this when it goes wrong. You have to think on your feet. Fucking hell.
Your feet can't touch the floor. What are you on about?
I know.
You have to think on your chair.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I tell you what, we'll bring Andrew on next week. We'll just do a fucking 20-minute stand-up now.
Yeah.
Or,
Okay,
for
what's
me,
it
it's
about?
or 20-minute sit-down for me. There we go. Here he is. He's back with us. How's that sounding, and?
Exactly the same.
It's like, this sounds absolutely...
All
Here
right,
we go, Bet. We
What
get
are you
it now,
thinking?
Bet.
I think it's the same voice, to be honest. Right. Worst case scenario is I can load it up on my phone instead of a laptop, is it? Try that.
Or try taking out the headphones and your laptop as your speakers.
Use the laptop. Yeah, let me try that.
As your speakers, if that makes sense. We get it now, man. Everybody's loving this anyway, so it's great. This is the best start we've ever had to a show, bed.
2 seconds, boys.
There we are, Grant. Old ones are the best ones, Shane.
You know it, Grant.
Iona said we're on fire tonight.
Right, is that working?
How's that sounding, and are we in time?
Yeah, the delay seems to have stopped, so maybe it was a problem. My
there
end.
We go. There we are. We got it, Bet. We got
fingers
it.
Crossed. I think, fingers crossed now, that's right.
Well, everybody pretend they haven't watched for the last 20 minutes. We'll do it again. Go on, introduce him, Shane.
Right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Crow family, please welcome frontman of Valhalla Awaits, Mr. Andrew Hunt.
Hey, how you doing,
At least they know it's live.
Exactly, Bet. Exactly. You can tell by half of the guests are like, fuck, am I coming on live on a Tuesday night? I haven't got a clue what I'm going to end up fucking doing or saying. Like, do you know what I mean?
Thanks for having me, boys.
Absolute pleasure, but to everyone, we've been wanting one for a few weeks now, so it was just glad we could set the times up and stuff and get you on, bud. How have you been, brother?
Very good, thanks. Keeping busy, much like yourself. Well, not as busy as you boys, like, but it's just nice to be back again and after lockdown and stuff. So, you know, bit of normality resumes for bands and for just music fans in general. Like, so, yeah, it's good to be back.
Yeah,
so
how was that period for you? But how did you keep yourself busy? Did you do the same as us? Look at like online stuff. Did you do much singing in the house or?
To be honest, just as we went into the first lockdown, basically my partner gave birth to a daughter, so it was, in terms of that respect, it was good because I was furloughed in my old job for a good few weeks, so I had time with the baby and stuff. And yeah, to be honest, I didn't really do much singing apart from in the house, just picking up like an acoustic guitar, doing a few bits. That was the only thing I did for the best part of a year. And then we sort of got back into it then, like just bouncing ideas back and forth with Valhalla and just tracking some ideas at home. And like there was loads of people doing collaborations, wasn't it, online? So it was a matter of rather than being able to get into a room together, it was emailing different takes back and forth, like.
mad times. Like, it was absolutely
Yeah.
mad times. We were the same. You're trying to adapt, or you're trying to work out how to kind of make things work. But massively excited for this new project, bro. I know we'll probably touch on that more. Like, do you know what I mean? But
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
how did it start for you? How did everything kind of? How did you get into music?
Oh, way back, like.
Yeah. Let's, you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
So, when I was, I've got a photo. I should have got a few photos ready, but next time. So when I was about 3 or 4 years old, like most kids, I had a little plastic guitar and a plastic microphone, and I had a red headband, and I got a photo of me miming along to Dire Straits. So that was my first like musical memory at home.
Nice.
So that was the first sort of music I ever listened to, and then after that, like most probably kids in like the late 80s, early 90s, Michael Jackson. It's like someone we talk about a lot in Valhalla, because I think Snoz actually saw him like back in the day. Did any of you guys
Wow.
see him in Cardiff or anything back in the day?
No.
Yeah,
That's incredible.
I suppose like we're all giving up our ages, and if we say we saw Michael Jackson
Oh,
in
aye.
the old Arms Park, like.
I've actually got a piece of the Arms Park. That's twice that's come up in 48
Is it?
hours.
Oh,
Yeah, well,
that's cool.
my boy was on about, I'm segueing and we'll get back to it, but my boy was on about stadiums and obviously how, you know, the old character of a stadium. And
Oh
I
yeah,
brought up the Arms Park, and I
yeah,
remember, I don't know if any of you had it or there's probably other people, when they took it down, they were selling like key rings and little stuff with a little bit
yeah.
of rock from the Arms Park. It's just mad how that's come up. You find that, don't know, you don't hear about something for years, and then all of a
Yeah,
sudden
exactly.
it's like massive in conversation for like I said, twice in the last 2 days, like, you know. So
Yeah, yeah. I mean, after probably like listening to a few bands and having like little toy drum kits and stuff, um, I like a lot of people, I was into sort of that cool Cymru movement where you had the Phonics, Manics,
Yeah.
Super Furries, Catatonia, all those bands, and then I had a few people in school like lending me Nirvana CDs, Green Day. So, and then like Nirvana it was probably, to be honest, it was when I didn't start playing guitar till I was 16, so it's quite late really. But it would have been Nirvana and Stereophonics were the first two bands that made me think, oh, you know, I'd like to have a go at that myself, you know. I had a little part-time job, saved up like £100. My first guitar was what was it? It was like an Epiphone Les Paul Jr. with a single pickup, and that was it. Didn't look back then after that. So
So
yeah,
were your
and
parents musical bit, or was it just
my mother had a lot of like Motown records and stuff, and my old man was really into like Welsh bands like Budgie and Man and bands
right?
like that. So he had a lot of
Yeah,
like
yeah.
vinyl and stuff. He can sing, but he's never really done anything live. My uncle sings, plays guitar, and my grandfather used to sing in some clubs and stuff, sort of like Sinatra and
Oh,
the old
class.
crooner. So that's probably where I get my love of all that stuff from as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is in the blood. But at the time, I didn't really perhaps realize when I was young. But I think if it's in your DNA, it's in your DNA. Well, you boys know if you're Welsh, it's in you, isn't it? So
it's there,
Exactly.
like, Jesus Christ, yeah.
That's it.
So you
yeah.
said you went down the guitar route, but was it vocally as well? Were you like singing and playing guitar, or
So the first band I was ever in was a band called Lethargy, which was kind of sort of a grungy / proggy sort of band. So similar kind of influences. They're like with Valhalla now. So Alice in Chains, Soundgarden.
Yeah.
There was bands like from the 80s, bands like King's X with the 3-part harmonies, stuff like that.
Yeah, boy.
But I started on guitar, and I was still learning guitar while I was in that band, because I started when I was, like 16, 17, and we did that for like 12 years. So trying to think now. So yeah, we started in 2000, and it basically ran till about like 2012, and Buffalo was around 2010. So there was like a bit of a crossover period.
So was your brother drumming in that band as well? Because obviously Gareth, or people
He
who don't know
was.
Gareth. Yeah.
Yeah. So he wasn't we did have a different drummer originally. So we also started when we were in school.
Yeah.
And then the drummer left, and my brother came into the band, I think, when he was 14 or 15, and he had a bit of a baptism of fire, because the first album that he ever made, we had a producer over called David Prater, who had done Dream Theater, Images and Words. So he's there like 16, 17-year-old, and he's got like producer just in his ear, do this, and he'd keep him up to like 4 or 5 in the morning in the studio, just like playing all these fills. And yeah, that was
Wow.
right in the deep end. Baptism of fire, that was. Yeah. But
Wow, man.
some brilliant experiences from, the first band. And yeah, it was like a bit of history to stuff to that, maybe before. A lot of people just might have thought started with Buffalo. Like I'm from Neath, Johnny from Buffalo's from Swansea, but there was, in the early 2000s, there was quite a strong music scene. You obviously had the thing that was happening with you guys in Bridgend with Bullet and Funeral and all those bands. And then like a bit further, like west, like Neath and Swansea, it had its own sort of little scene going on as well. And a lot of the guys that were around then are still around now, either in the same bands, like you probably heard like Sons of Thunder from Swansea,
Yes.
Stoner
Yeah.
band, like they're still going now. And in my brother's band, Perla, so the singer Steve, he was in a band with Johnny from Buffalo, called the Sheer Shock Revival, and that was like they were doing that sort of like 70s thing, probably back when it was just like The Answer were like the big like blues rock thing, and it's become quite a thing now with with the new wave of classic rock. But yeah, there's lots of that sort of crisscrossing, all playing each other's bands, and so that was my first sort of venture into making albums and touring and that sort of thing.
Do you feel a bit like, because obviously me and Shane are Bridgend, you're from down Neath way, and do you feel a bit lost down west in the music scene, like like you said about the pools of bands in Wales?
Yeah.
Because I always found it weird of, you can play Cardiff, like even when we were younger, we could play Cardiff, you play Bogies, you play whatever the venue
I remember
has
all those
progressed
places.
in. But then when we used to go, say, Swansea way, like we've talked about this, apart from like, say, the Duke, I think we used to play the Duke back in the day.
That's our local.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's where we rehearse. That's where we've written all the albums. Yeah.
Wow, it was like a proper dodgy stage back in the day as well, wasn't it? It was
same
like
one.
Isn't this one?
It's exactly the same, boys. It's a time walk.
It was like training, wasn't it? Because like if you're ever scared of being on high fucking dodgy stages, that one was like, yeah.
Well, yeah, Phil Jones used to have his jam nights down there, didn't he?
That's right. Yeah.
Well, we used to go down there for the MC as well, like, so I just always used to find, and it's just an honest question, like the bands down west, do they feel a bit more left out, or does it feel harder? Because you're only 20 miles down the fucking road, but it always seems like, is it or miss down there as well with the scene? Like I remember coming down at one point and it was hot with the skaters. That was a hot punk rock scene. And then it's like you'd go down it again, there'd be like 5 people at a gig, like,
No, I think you've summed it up. I think that's exactly how it is. It did have a lot of, again, I think it was Funeral was signed. There was a studio, Mighty Atom Studios, and Funeral for a Friend were like signed to Mighty Atom before they went on to bigger things. And there was a few bands then, like Brigade and some other ones knocking about, that came out of that little Swansea studio. But as you say, it seemed like the music business came to like Cardiff, and they like really found a lot of talent like in the Bridgend area. But yeah, probably west of Bridgend, it was a bit overlooked, to be honest. There was some real, like anywhere, I mean, talented bands. I mean, Wales is always been a hotbed of talent, I think, and even more so at the moment. It's like a new resurgence in it at the moment, like with you guys and Florence Black and Tribeless and all these different bands again coming out of Wales, which is brilliant,
Yeah, and that's the thing, like, because a lot of people said that to us, new band, because, new name and all of that. But
yeah, of course, yeah.
As we'll touch on after, if you've been in several bands, or you've all even just shared the scene together and those experiences, you kind of get, so even when you form a new band like you have lately, you all get it. You all know where each other's come from.
Absolutely,
So
yeah.
it does make it a lot easier. Because I found that when met back up with like Shane, Shiner, and the boys and stuff, it was like you just knew you had a better ethos of where things are, and you just knew as a band who you are. You knew the scene, you knew the past, you knew it's just, I don't know, it just seemed like a better place to be, like at the moment when you're a Welsh musician in a band, like, you know.
Yeah, it is. I totally agree with that. Like you say, getting back and jamming with guys you might have either been in a band with years before or just they were in other bands. That's kind of like how it was for me, because there was like a review that went up the other day saying my new project. I just wanted to say on air that I was the last one to join Valhalla Awaits. So Snoz and Chris already started the band. And then they got Sam and Reese in. And I didn't know the other boys too much. I knew Chris because before Chris, you obviously know the Revoca boys. Before that, they were called A470.
A470,
So,
yeah.
Yeah, bringing up another venue now in East. I don't know if you remember, called the Windsor Club, which was like a social club.
Yeah.
And that again, that at one point, that was great, you know, considering it was like such you know, Neath is such a small little town, and you had bands like Kids in Glass Houses, Enter Shikari, all these bands, you know, coming down to play. And I can remember we did quite a few gigs with A470 in them days, and I'm a little bit older than Chris, and the boys were really young, and they actually like run like a 52-seater bus down from Rumney. So you had all these like Rumney headers coming off, and it was carnage. And so we did a gig then with Buffalo in the EVI, and Valhalla Awaits were on the bill doing a gig. So I had a good catch up with Chris and had a chat to the boys, and loved what they were doing. So I don't know if you've planned these questions for a bit later, but I'm giving you a bit of background.
No, we can skip. We can skip back and forth. Yeah, we can skip back and forth.
Valhalla, it is still this. I'd say it's a new band. Because to the general public, even if we've been sort of knocking about in the last couple of years during lockdown, I don't think the guys had done many gigs. So Snoz and Chris got together and started writing perhaps maybe 3 or 4 years ago, writing a few tunes. Reese, who's one of the guitar players in Valhalla, he was in a band previously as well called Dead City Ruins. Obviously, Snoz was in the Blackout. Sam has recently been in a super heavy band as well called Sentry. They've just literally just finished now this week. But again, all guys who have been like on the scene for years know how to do it, know how it works, and I think that makes a huge difference because you know when you're young, you're very naive, and somebody dangles the carrot, you take it, and you learn the hard way. Like I've done that more than once, to be honest with you. You know. But
yeah, because you invest in something, because if that's your passion, that's what you want to do, and you invest in there, and then somebody else is like, oh, I don't want to do this no more. You're like, you bastard, like, because I'm in this. So yeah, I totally get that, bro.
Yeah, so it's just like, you know, it's just nice now just to be just, you know, writing songs and creating something with like-minded people. And at the moment as well, it's nice to kind of go back and be doing, like at the minute now, you guys, you signed to the label and you've got all the other bits that go on behind, which I had a little bit with Buffalo, not like to the level you guys are, but like had an experience of it. But sometimes when it's something new, then it's nice to get in a room with none of that going on behind. And it's just like, oh, we're mates, let's just make some music and see what we can come up with. Like, and it's nice to have had that, you know, that period. And only now really we're starting to launch the band properly. So
yeah, I mean, if we touch on what you said, then I mean, I've got a graphic by you, and I knew it would come up. Like I said, we met you around 2016. That was the gig, bro. Like, you know, we jokingly said it backstage, but that was the gig. We met you then, but our band was in that kind of lane where we'd been through shit. And to be honest, I think after that gig, we went through a lot more shit as well for a little bit, actually, which was quite fucking funny, actually. Thinking that you know everything and nothing else could go wrong now because you've been in the trenches, as you said, you've been up and down. Oh, nothing else could go wrong. And then we were like, oh, fucking hell.
I tell you what, though, you bringing up that gig in particular up the mountain. I remember being backstage. That's probably one of our first big shows up there.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I remember you boys coming in, and Darren in particular was just one of the funniest people on the planet. Darren, hell of a bass
Yeah,
player, but so funny.
he is that man can tell a story like.
He's unbelievable. He is so naturally funny. But anyway, he comes in, and we haven't met you guys before. He comes into our changing room, and like Ronnie said, we'd gone through shit, and and then he starts talking about where you guys have been, and we were like, look at each other like, shit, man, that's what we want, like, that career, like where you'd been and stuff, and like, fuck, this could be it. We're up the mountain with Buffalo Summer, like, do you know what I mean? But it was. I'll never forget that day, just because how funny Darren was. But secondly, he was like Welsh boys that had been to Europe, and that's what we wanted to do. And Darren was telling us all about these European stories he had, like, and I was like, shit, yeah, we could do that. That's what we want. It was brilliant.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because let's rewind to there. Like you said, you had success, man, in our eyes. Because you had Buffalo Summer, like you said, is that the first proper band you would say, like proper professional band where it was like, fuck, things are happening, your record deal?
I was the second one. So like with Lethargy, not many people know about it, but I don't know if any of you guys remember, maybe some of the listeners may remember. So Classic Rock magazine had a record label in probably like the mid 2000s, and it was called Power Age Records, but you'll definitely recognize some of the names. So what they were trying to do was help probably like create like a new type of rock scene, maybe like a blend of American bands and UK bands, kind of what New Wave has gone on to become. So like, with that like support network. So what we basically got signed to their label. It was us, The Treatment, who you definitely would know.
Yes.
This is the very first album. This is like the very early formation of The Treatment. I think it was a band called End Ever After, maybe Viking Skull, and there was another band from Canada we toured with called Pride Tiger, and they sounded like Thin Lizzy. So we had that was the first sort of like label thing essentially that we ever had. But what we found difficult at the time was we couldn't get like a booking agent, we couldn't get a proper manager, but we had like this like record deal or whatever, and for whatever reason it just never really took off. It might have been as well, it was when like emo, like that sort of thing was like getting like really massive, and everybody had like side partings, and I had the same hair then as I got now, and the other guys, and we were just like playing like Alice in Chains, Soundgarden riffs, and Tool and stuff like that. And I mean, I think a lot of like there's so many talented bands out there. Obviously, I think you do create luck for yourself by the amount of work that you put in, but sometimes you just need that natural bit of magic or luck as well, just something to just fall in your lap. Or I don't know if you boys agree with that. Like you do make your own luck, but you need things to go for you as well, if that makes sense. Like the momentum and things. And we did that for 12 years, and then like the bass player Mark, who literally grew up across the road from me, moved to London, and but like again, we're still all like best mates, and we actually did a gig for Aled back in the party. I think it was before lockdown. So it's nice to still have that like friendship and say like, oh, if we want to get in a room or do a gig, we can.
Brilliant.
So that was before Buffalo, and then I used a lot of experience I gained from that time to help launch Buffalo, basically.
But you've been the front man in every band you've been in, Bud, have you?
Not in Lethargy. I was the rhythm guitar player, and I just sang like a few harmonies and stuff.
Oh, right.
So yeah, Buffalo, I can remember like being in Buffalo, and to be honest with you, we a lot of the, we were talking about the Duke earlier.
Yeah.
Like the vast majority of that album was funded from playing in the Duke. So we used to rehearse in the basement. So for example, we'd be there on a Friday night, and Tony would be like, oh, the band's cancelled, no one's turned up. And we'd perhaps have like 5 songs. We just carry the equipment upstairs.
Brilliant.
We'd play, and we would do that probably like most weekends. And then some nights we'd just be jamming, so we'd be writing the songs there and then in the Duke, and because it was like we knew everyone there, so it was just like jamming in front of your friends, really.
I
But
love
it was a brilliant thing to do, and that's the only place really in Neath that's been a supporter of, like when you're like young and you're out of college and you're looking for gigs, and a lot of people like, oh, especially in those times, have you got a CD already? Can I hear this? It's just like, nah, just put you in the diary, get up and do your thing. Like, it was you an opportunity. So like Tony, who runs the Duke, like everyone in this area has got a massive amount of respect for him, because he has enabled so many people to like help them on their way, from starting when they're very young, just to be like giving them that stage to work with. So yeah.
incredible. So what was your first gig for Buffalo Summerbird where you had to take the mic and no guitar?
It would have been in the Duke. We definitely would have been the Duke. But I can remember when I like not having a guitar. Like first, I still do it now sometimes, but people think, I don't know if, well, maybe not you, but I still get like, a bit nervous and stuff sometimes when I'm playing. So I basically just do this, like for the first however many Buffalo gigs, I just did this. And I just held my mic.
Yeah, I couldn't fucking do that, man.
I didn't have a guitar to hide behind. So I was like, that's what I did. So that took me, I would say, quite a while to get used to not having that guitar to hide behind and being the focal point. So I'm still not comfortable with being the focal point now, really, but I enjoy singing, and I'm a better singer than I am a guitar player. So that's how that worked out. And so like I was in college with Johnny. Johnny was already, as I say, in a great band called the Sheer Shock Revival, and before that band were called that, they were called Powder. And I don't know if anyone would remember, back in the late 90s, Powder won like best new unsigned band in the UK in the Kerrang. So like there's always been that sort of like lineage, really, like from Swansea. And Steve, before he was in Perla, then Steve and his brother were in Stuart Cable's band, Killing for Company.
Yeah.
So I had this, just thinking about it now, I had this tape when I was a kid. It was Deep Purple and Rainbow, and when you fold it out, it had like a family tree thing of a list of all the guys that had been in the bands. And imagine doing one of those like for South Wales. This guy's in this band, then another line. Yeah, be awesome.
Well, that's exactly what you said there. I mean, like I've loved doing this show as well, because like we've had some people on, including yourself. Like I said, I met you through Steelhouse, and I've seen you play now since then. But like Snoz, I knew in the Blackout, and I've done shows with Snoz. So it is mad, that connection. And you said about Revoker, obviously Jamie we've had on here, and we've known Jamie before. So yeah, you can always find some connection, but everybody's got a different story. And especially that's why I asked the question about West, because I used to come down and you'd see so many good bands, but it'd be like, I don't really see them down this way as much, if that makes sense. Or should I say, and this is the third comment, they haven't had that break, and that's fucking what it is, like, So because like you said earlier, the period of the Bridgend scene blew up at one stage. Then I think Wales in general, I think we've talked about it on your Shane, where I think Wales in general just went quiet, as in, there's a lot of good bands over a period of time, but it would just become quite a cold, like just nobody really knew what was hot or what was going on and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden now there's a new, like you said, Tribeless, yourselves,
Scarlet Rebels,
Florence Black. Yeah. It's lovely to see. It's lovely to see. Bullet is still doing great. Funeral are back out on the road now. I think they got their last show tonight. Because I know I've spoken to some of the boys, and they're like, they get the fucking itch, man, because they're like, maybe they haven't done it for years, and they're looking at other bands doing it, or they're looking at social medias blowing up and going, fuck, it'd be nice to do a few more shows now, wouldn't it? And that's how it gets it going. Like, it's like you can't get away from that buzz, like, do you know what I mean? So
no, I totally agree with you. Like I wouldn't write off, perhaps one day there might be like another Blackout gig or another Revoker gig. I know it's been mentioned a couple of times when I have a chat to the boys, and I think that would be great, for people who are fans of those bands. And like, I haven't seen Revoker for years. I'd like to. I'd buy a ticket for that myself. Like,
Yeah, well, they blew up, like you said. Like, do you know what I mean?
yeah. Again,
Great.
talking about that thing with the luck, like it's like got signed to Roadrunner, which is like can't like what more do you want? You know what I mean? Massive label, and then they had all the restructuring, and it, like they were out playing, like chatting to Chris about it, playing with like Ozzy and like Zach Wilde and Soulfly, all bands like that, and then to have like have the rug pulled out after you've got there, like, and then but again it's that luck, and there's so much in it. There's so many factors in the background, like that the band has no control over sometimes, and
100%. But like Shane's been quite an advocate of it, really, where I was a bit defeated for a long time with the industry, we'll call it that way, where I was just like, oh, blah blah blah. And I remember Shane, you basically saying, no, we love our band, so fuck basically what other people say. And I know you've said other things along the line of that, but then it's almost like it just takes out all the bullshit then, because I remember when we were hitting the road, which is some of my fun and fond memories, there wasn't a care in the nicest possible way. It was just performing on a stage and connecting with people, which is what we all got into music for. Like, do you know what I mean? You forgot about, like you said, there wasn't the labor, the agents, this or anything, or the business side of stuff. It was the innocence of being in that Duke, playing, like you said, having a jam with your buddies there, going, oh fuck, I love that tune, and the band actually, that raw buzz, like, you know what I mean? So, and I think we've just managed to keep that and keep it growing personally. So when you say about you've got to have that bit of like the momentum, and we're riding that because we're quite aware of that, and we, Shane, of like trying to keep as excited as we were, I suppose, because you can easily kind of think, oh well, we don't have to work as hard now, and I'd say that to any band. I think you have to work harder. The more people back you, especially with the Crow family, as they bought the merch, they buy the tickets to the gigs. The more that builds and the bigger it gets, I almost feel you have to do more back. So it's literally tug of war, and as it grows, that's hopefully where you want to get to, is that high ground, like, you know what I mean? And then now being a bit older, help everybody around you as well, like, so
100%. I know. Yeah, you know what it's like when you start out when you're like 16, 17, and you just haven't got a clue. And I do the same. If anyone ever asks, I always try to give a few pointers, but at the same time, I'm still asking people for advice on how to do this and how to do this, because the industry's changed so much. And that was like the conversation that we have in the other day. So you guys, like, particularly with this Crowcast, have like been like right to the forefront of it, and I've noticed Florence Black have always been great with that. And obviously they're like younger guys, but they really switched on to like the social media thing. And me and Snoz were just saying the other day, oh, remember, you had to do this. Like, so Snoz was saying when he was in the blackout, before the blackout got big and MySpace was the thing.
MySpace, yeah.
So he would have to, like, they do like a support slot somewhere, like whether it was in the UK or Europe. And then after the show, anyone that commented, he would have to like individually add them to the page, message them and say, we're coming back, we're doing a headline tour. So it's really like time consuming process. Whereas now you can just put like a post out, but again, the dynamic has changed so much, even from like the early to mid 2000s. The model's just changed again.
Me and my old bass player back in the day used to stay up in shifts. So one would do a night of doing America, and like stay up through the night, because that was the other thing with MySpace, because it never fucking stopped, because it was the case of, well, if you stay up now and add a load of people from America and talk to them, and then I'll do the UK tomorrow, and then I'll fucking stay up and do America tomorrow, and that's how we did it for ages. It became obsessive. Like I remember doing tours, and I've talked about it to the boys, where we literally didn't pay for an hotel. Everything was paid for by MySpace, as in you just contacted people, they put you up. So the whole thing was, and Snoz probably remembers all of that with the blackout.
He would have done. Yeah, they did exactly the same thing, same as like we did with like Lethargy and stuff. You just get to meet these people, make friends with them.
Yeah.
And, sleep on the floors, and you wake up in the morning and you've got a cup of tea and some toast, before you go on somewhere else.
Spaghetti bolognese, which I know was Shina's fucking pet hate. I think we had it for like 13 or 14 days on the trot.
Yeah.
we went to Newport. We did a gig in Newport, and John cooked us a meal, the owner of Newport.
Yeah.
And we went to his restaurant. I always tell a story because it's my favorite. And it was an honor to be asked by John. So we sat down, and the first thing he brought us out was spaghetti bolognese, and Shina got up and went to the fucking fish and chip shop. Like, honestly, he was like, I can't fucking do another spaghetti bolognese. Like, do you know what I mean? So, but it was out to feed a band. And I think the cool thing about MySpace back then as well, bro, is the networking. So if somebody had like stayed somewhere, it was cool, it was safe, and they look after you. A lot of bands would tend to hit that person up. And like I remember staying with a girl up in Aberdeen, and she had like this farmhouse that was done out for like Adequate 7. Do you remember them? Like the skate band?
I remember them.
They would stay there, and we'd stay there. I don't know if the Blackout would stay, but she'd had so many fucking bands stay there. Because like her mum and dad would do the breakfast in the morning, they'd come to the gig, so you'd guest list them, and that's how it works. So
exactly.
Just a really cool way of networking. And like you said, when we did the Crows, me and Shane had the conversation, and I had to eat humble pie, where I was like, I have no fucking idea how it works anymore, bro. Because it was like you've gone from postering to MySpace to this kind of rapidly moving. I mean, fuck, we're talking about like TikTok and stuff now, and we Shane and stuff like that. It's like because it's just the next buzz or the next thing that's moving, and how to keep the band growing, like, you know. So it's fucking mad, isn't it? Where it used to be back in the day, just put a poster up, play a gig.
We used to do that. Yeah, with Lethargy, we'd go around Neath with. We used to get flour and water in a tub, and go around. Put them up like. But yeah, that's what you had to do if you wanted people at the shows, you know.
Yeah, man.
Leaflets, posters. That's the only way to do it, like.
Yeah, and just the whole dynamic is. And you're even talking, you know, like saying about the amount of time and effort you put into MySpace. It still exists, but like it's like defunct, isn't it? It's like it could happen, like not that it would, but maybe like in 20 years there'll be something else instead of Instagram or whatever. Like you say, TikTok's the new thing now. And so it's like it is difficult to stay current and stay on top of everything and keep that momentum rolling all the time. And I'm sure you boys know that more than me.
We're just learning it, but the same, and it's the same as what you said. It's not being afraid to ask or not being afraid to try things and new ideas and just kind of keep it kind of rolling that way. Like I think that's the key to it, like, you know. But it's definitely a different industry. Like if you know, I can feel that. But it's great as well because there's so many bands I've discovered now thanks to the community as well. Like the rock community has been it's fucking awesome because the amount of bands this week that I've listened to, which I've never heard of before, and that's because of suggestions on forums and stuff. And I'll go on them and they'll put the links up and stuff and fucking hell. So it's like the old reminds me of the old fanzines and stuff that you'd have to discover the new bands, but it's almost like these like you said, new wave of classic rock or certain I'll go on fan pages and stuff, and then you see them flying up suggestions and stuff. It's fucking brilliant. Like that's I think great. That's where we'll all flourish in a way because it's an easier way to get your band across. Like you guys played Winter's End the other day, and I think a few posts, and all of a sudden it was everywhere that you would have the Stormer. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. It does make a big difference then when you've got, you know, gigs like that for a new band, especially. It gives you that like sort of exposure, first time in front of a lot of people in a big room, and and like word of mouth does still counts for a lot, I think, you know.
What was that like though with Valhalla Awaits?
Awesome. Yeah, it was brilliant. It was the first sort of proper sort of like festival type gig that we've done so far, and we've got like, you know, there's more lined up now this year. So
what time were you on, Bud? What time were you on? What time were you on?
About 4:30, 4:45, I think. So it was a nice slot, like.
Yeah, lovely.
And the room was full, and we had a really good reception. So it's just nice to be back up there doing it, you know.
Yeah. How long was the set?
Oh, half an hour.
Yeah.
The half an hour of power, just bang straight through.
I love those. I love the 30 to 40 minute slot. I love it
Yeah.
because it's just bang, it's relentless and get off. Like sometimes, like when you got the hour or the hour and 20 or hour and 30 when we're headlining, it's brilliant. You can put on that show, but there's nothing better than just that quick blast of let's do our thing and get off. Like, I
especially
love
if you're
that.
playing to people you don't know as well. It's just like
Yeah.
bang, there it is. That's what we do in a nutshell.
Yeah.
If you like it, good. If you don't, you don't. Like. So.
So is what's the right thing like when it comes to Valhalla, bud? Like as different to Buffalo Summer, perhaps. So is it the boys bring the music and then you write lyrics? How does it all work, songwriting wise?
So with Buffalo, it was always the four of us in a room together writing. So like Johnny would mainly come up with most of the riffs. Darren would come up with stuff. Sometimes I'd come up with a melody and they'd write around it.
Yeah.
Or my brother would come up with a drum pattern. Whereas with Valhalla, because the bass player Sam, I'll give a studio plug, Unit 13 in Tredegar. So Sam's got his own studio.
Class.
So Reese and Chris have spent a lot of time going back and forth and having that facility where they can just sit down and just bang a load of ideas out.
Yeah.
So quite often the lads will, they'll come to me with like a full song. So it makes my life a lot easier because I've only just got to come up with the melodies and things. When I first joined, I think Chris had written a lot of the lyrics, and I might have added a few lines, tweaked a few things. But nowadays, still, me and Chris might like write like so Skin and Bones there now. That started with I had like a melody, but Chris had a couple of the opening lines for the song, and then I added to them. So it was built quite like organically, but Chris comes up with some really good ideas. But they're all those guys, like such talented musicians. It's like, like you're in, probably like yourselves, you're in good company. Those boys know their way around a riff and a hook and a melody and whatever. And, it's some of what makes a difference as well is like they're some of the nicest guys you could wish to meet. And I always say Snoz, like they say Dave Grohl's the nicest man in rock. I'd say Snoz, like, but it's just that they're a pleasure to be around, to be honest. And I was very grateful. They originally, Snoz sent me a message because we used to chat sometimes about like Incubus and stuff and Faith No More. So like bands that we both loved when we were growing up. And they'd done a couple of demos and they were like, we're looking for a singer, kind of like you. Will you do a couple of demos? So I did a few home demos. They said, will you come up and jam them? So I was like, yeah, no problem. Went up to like Tredegar area, did them, and they were like, do you want to join? And I was like, yeah. And it was as simple as that.
Really,
So,
you said that quick, like knew straight away.
Yeah. Because I'm into that sort of music anyway. Even though like I love a lot of 70s stuff, like with Buffalo, I've always liked that sort of Alter Bridge, the more metal side of things as well. So, and that's basically what it's like a lot of. If anyone hasn't listened to the band, it's very sort of heavy metallic riffing, but with still like melodies and melodic vocals. So I can't do any screaming anyway, so I'll have to be singing.
Well, yeah, I mean, I remember, Ron, where were we, bud? I think we were going to a Tramshed show. Were we going to watch Bernie?
Yeah.
We were going to watch Bernie, weren't we? It was the Way Day, the first one.
That was a while ago.
Yeah, it was. But we were listening and we got sent a track, Valhalla. And then we were like, who's this then? And then started saying, oh, Andrew's the singer. We're like, what? And it was mad, dude, because I had heard on interviews you had done about your love for Chris Cornell and Alice in Chains, like you just said, and stuff. And then when I heard this stuff, I was like, yeah, this is his bag. This is what he loves, like. And not that you hadn't loved everything you've done before, but I knew that there was that the stuff you were listening to as a kid, what made you well suited, like. Yeah. So well suited is exactly the thing, bud, because like we were listening to it, was like, oh wow, Andrew's voice sounds great here. Like it does in Buffalo Summer, but it's a different vibe, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a different vibe. Yeah.
It just seemed like a perfect match. I can't remember if that was the gig, but I know exactly what you're on about, Shane, because we were just we
were walking, we parked ages away and we were walking over to the Tramshed.
Yeah. And that's what we were on about technology, mate, because we're there kind of like running down the band, looking who's in the band.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how quick it is now, isn't it? Like,
It
it's not
is,
like you're
yeah.
going to wait for a fucking demo or go to the jungle or whatever your music shop is. It's
Yeah.
literally like, fucking hell, new band, Valhalla Awaits. You could see, I can't remember who put it on the socials for the life of me to give them the credit, but there's a few people kind of go and check out this band.
Probably
Yeah.
Lee Evans. You guys
Probably
know Lee.
Lee.
Might
Yeah,
have
we
been.
know Lee,
Yeah,
and we
might
see his
have been.
posts. And it would have definitely been like your Alids and people like that as well,
Yeah,
champion
would have
in the
been, yeah.
band. And I think for me, because I remember saying to Shane, fucking hell, Snoz is in the band. And I knew like Snoz's background, and I was chuffed
Yeah,
to see
yeah.
him back behind the kit as well, like, you know, because
Yeah.
I know a few of them kind of went their own ways and whatever.
right,
But
yeah.
and then I wasn't too sure on the other boys personally, but obviously yourself and him. And we were fucking really excited, weren't we? Because we
Yeah.
were like, wow. And then obviously when this new track dropped, that's where we were like, gotta get you on. And I think I've said it behind the scenes and I've said it verbally on here on other shows that I'm looking forward to coming and watch you play, because I still haven't, it just hasn't married up. That I haven't been able to catch you boys like schedule wise and that. But
Yeah, we haven't done many gigs, to be honest with you. That's, I mean, it's so new. I think before lockdown, I think we did one gig with Florence Black in Club Evo Bach. I think we did one in Swansea. So technically, yeah, we've probably still perhaps done less than a handful of gigs. You know,
I
so
think that's what we were hoping to come to, was the Florence one. And then, as in everybody, lockdown happened and the world goes to shit.
That's
And then
right,
it's
yeah.
like, where there's an excitement there, it's almost like, oh, chuck it in the fridge for a bit. Like,
Yeah,
just like,
yeah.
fucking hell, like,
Yeah.
so, yeah. But I echo what Shane said, basically, of the excitement from a music fan, never mind we're in a band or we've
Nice one.
known all of you. It's nice when you hear something and like we've been listening to the track all week and stuff, and you just like, you can resonate with it because it's our youth as well, and it's Shane. It's like our
Yeah,
it's
you
our
boys would have
pocket.
listened to a lot of
Oh,
that, a lot of the same sort of stuff, like, so.
Yeah.
yeah. It's like you all know, like what you said, you know, you want to be like, you know, and that's such an easy place to be because you're not imitating anybody or you're not trying to be something that you're uncomfortable with. It's almost like you're in a room with a bunch of guys who all write fucking hardcore riffs and stuff that just all suits everybody melodically, like, you know.
Yeah.
So it's a powerhouse that works on my ears anyway, like, you know.
Nice one, boys. Cheers, yeah.
I hope we deliver live now, but
Where can we see you, bud? All these shows.
So we've got the next show is the one in Swansea in the Party Pavilion, one of our lead shows, Sound Bay. So we're on
There we are. Look at poster.
on the Sunday there. I think, yeah, third on. So there's some great bands. Well, all weekend. It's a hell of a lineup. So
Yeah, it's a great lineup.
that's an incredible. He's done a sterling job here, Aled.
yeah. So looking forward to that one. And then we've got Steel House then. And let's do this one first. Yeah, we got Florence Black, Support, and Ollie Brown. I'm looking forward to seeing Ollie as well, you know, because
Yes.
I've seen Raven Eye, but I haven't seen this new project that he's got. So,
Yeah.
and obviously Florence Black are well in the ascendancy at the moment, and they blew me away the first time I saw them when they were about like 16, 17. And Lee was another one again who told me about Florence Black, and he was like, you got to check these kids out. Buffalo, we did a gig with Phil Campbell in the Globe. So this is going back a good few years, and even just in his sound check, I was just like, you know, 3-piece, really young and straight. I knew, like, I've always said, like, that band's gonna do something significant, like.
Yeah, man.
Well,
So
we've always talked about it. We watched them in Hobos years ago. We went to watch the treatment.
yeah, in
Went
Bridgend,
to watch the treatment, and this band just entered the stage. Real fucking swagger to him when they're saying, because we were like,
Yeah.
who the fuck are these now? Like, and it was like, all right, we're Florence Black. I was like, fucking hell, fair play. That's a cracking band. So we've been mates with them ever since. Like, do you know what I mean? And
they're great.
as you know, as people know, they've come on the tour and everything with
That's
us.
right.
Like,
yeah.
I feel they're a great band as well because they get the boys laugh, but I get really pumped up when they play. I don't know what it is. If you got like certain bands and they're playing with you, it just fucking gets you. You're ready for the game. Like,
Yeah, they're that sort of
You're ready
band as well, and they're relentless, like.
100%. It makes you raise your game. But they definitely got the wrong name. They should be called Florence Green, not Florence Black.
Oh yeah, yeah. They're not shy on that front, are they? Let's be honest.
You can smell them before you see them. I'm telling you now.
Yeah. They would have fitted in well in the music's very modern, but I reckon they could have kept up with a lot of the boys in the 70s and 80s, no problem.
Yeah,
absolutely, but
Class.
Jesus Christ, they are smoking.
They are, literally.
You got this killer one as well, because Reef obviously a band from all of our youth as well, and man, fuck me,
Yeah, that's class, isn't it? Yeah, that's a great lineup. Yeah, so Mikey and Max from Steelhouse actually got us these couple of gigs, and they've been awesome to us, really helping us out recently. Love Steelhouse. Yeah, Reef was one of the first band, like the first proper gig that I ever went to was Stereophonics in Morva Stadium in Swansea in 1999. And Reef were on that bill. Like I think they might have been main support. So, and I've seen them a good number of times. And what's really cool is they were part of that Britpop movement, but they were much more like they were like always like a 70s classic rock vibe to them. I wouldn't have classed them as Britpop because I think the guitar, I don't know if he's with them now, Ken Winhouse, hell of a guitar player, like very Hendrixy, very bluesy, and it's great to see him back. And it's almost like they've got like a new audience.
Yeah.
So you had like people our age growing up with them, but now a lot of those guys that perhaps will from the new wave of classic rock scene are like, yeah, Reef, I remember that song. And then they go into the back catalogue and they're like, yeah, this band's actually awesome. And I heard the new single the other day, it's class. Wolfman.
Yeah, we were up in the studio, weren't we? We were up in the studio playing in the car, and we were like, yeah, fucking hell, it just sounds.
Gary's voice is awesome. Like it's changed a lot, like since he was young. It's brilliant.
Good video as well. Fair play.
Yeah, really cool.
But it's funny you should mention that gig, bud, about the Stereophonics in Morpha. Like, if that was 99, was it?
99, yeah.
No, I had tickets for that gig, right? And a gig came up. Can you remember this, Ronnie? In Bonamine.
In Bonamine, yeah.
There's a pub in Bonamine in Swansea, right? Where and this is the reason why I sold my ticket, right? Thinking, a couple of quid now, a couple of beers. And where the pub is in Bonamine, you go at the back and you can look straight over to Morpha.
Yeah.
And we kind of, we couldn't see, but we could hear the gig. So we did our gig. Yeah. Had a few beers and went up the back and kind of listened to the Phonics from a distance.
Yeah, it was a massive gig. It was their first real big gig as well. Well, they did Cardiff Castle the year before, but that was like 60,000 people.
Yeah. What's the name of that pub we played in Bonamine?
The Sunshine Inn.
Is there?
Surprised he's gone. It scared him as he's fucking gone. But honestly, Sunrise Inn or Sunshine Inn or something. If anybody in the comments knows where we're on about, yours, Shane.
Last gig I did in Bonamine was in the rugby club.
Rising Sun, Julie Penn has said. Rising Sun? Rising Sun, I thought it was, or something like
Rising
that.
Sun, maybe, yeah.
But yeah, if it was Rising Sun, all I can fucking tell you is, and it's a true story. So there was a part of the set where we played a song, and the fucking landlord, wasn't it, Shane? It was like literally I think we played Tramp's Vest. We were like, fuck it, Phonics are down there, but it's you want to fucking be, like, and all of that jazz, like, and we fucking kicked into it. Fucking landlord jumps on the pool table, rips his top off. He's going up his fucking head. Next thing you know, everyone is my eyes are burning and everything. He's tear gassed the fucking pub. So we're outside. We're only 16, 17 at that point. We're like, fucking hell, man. Like literally my eyes are fucking raw. I'm like, fucking hell. And Shane, I remember going, fuck, what the fuck is happening? We're all scared, It's like, fuck, what the fuck is going on? Everyone's like, it's all right, but he fucking loves you. He loves you. He never tear gasses the place unless he loves the fucking band. And that was genuinely it. Like that, and we were
sounds like Swansea, boys.
That, and we were doing another track, and my back was up against the window. And I just remember looking back and thinking, what the fuck was that? And just seeing this thing flying through past the window. It's kids kicking a chicken.
Oh, my God. Another ordinary day in Swansea, that is.
We were like, fucking hell, it was incredible. But yeah, a couple of drinks then, watching the Phonics in the cheap seats right on top of the fucking mountain.
Yeah. Good
Fair
times.
play.
Great, great times. And also, you mentioned Max and Mikey Embert. So you've got Steelhouse as well, which was a cracking announcement. That day looks phenomenal, actually. On Steelhouse, it's a hard hitting fucking day. That is like. So.
Yeah, we're first on, so we're opening the festival on the Friday. Well, I'm sure they'll have something on the Thursday, but on the Friday we're first on. So I'm really looking forward to to that slot. Like, it's a good one because by that, people are still fresh and they on a Friday and
Yeah.
I've not too
Absolutely.
many. So hopefully we'll make a few new friends up there on that day. But I love Steelhouse as a festival anyway. It's such a friendly, just a good vibe there. When you go there and you play and mingle with people in the crowd and stuff, and it's just got that, I don't know, it's like a family atmosphere almost.
Absolutely, man.
Oh
Absolutely.
yeah, it's definitely the type of place. If you've had a few, somebody will put you to bed safely. Like, do you know what I mean? It's fucking.
Yeah.
That's,
That's it,
not that that's happened to me a few times, let me tell you. But it's fucking,
Nobody's kicking chickens up here, but
No, no, they're feeding them up there.
You just said about Steelhouse, and we can't let you go without touching on it as well. Obviously, we know the success you had with Buffalo Summer. We're so excited, and one of those gigs I'm definitely going to try and make. But so we'll have a
Great.
beer, and I promise you that, because I'm itching to watch the band, and I've looked at a few by there, and there's a date in particular where I'm like, I might be at that one.
Yeah,
Smashing
drop me a
few
message.
beers.
We sort it out.
Oh, it's happening. It's happening. But also Phil Campbell. What was that like? You
Yes.
got a phone call one
That was
day.
awesome. So
Mhm.
we've obviously over the years done a couple of Buffalo tours with with Phil and the boys, and I just it was random. I just had a message saying, would you be up for doing these shows over the summer? And obviously, straight away in my heart to heart, I was like, can't believe this opportunity. This is amazing to be asked. And at the same time, I was thinking, Lemmy singing Motorhead and daunting, like, because I haven't exactly got that, well, no one's got that voice. It's a one in a million, isn't it? But like the boys told me, they just be yourself, sing. So done a few rehearsals and then did a good few festivals with them over the summer, and it was amazing experience to be able to play some of those songs and just to spend time just with the Campbell family, really.
Yeah.
And the guys they have in the crew and stuff as well. They're a great bunch. So I was really grateful, to have that opportunity. Gareth, yeah, he's probably the number one fan actually for Phil Campbell. Yeah, awesome. Just like such nice guys. And again, considering everything Phil's done in what he's accomplished, totally, he's just still down to earth Welsh guy.
Yeah.
When it comes down to it, and they treated me so well, and I've just got nothing but good things to say about that band. And the new singer Joel's doing an awesome job. He's a great fit. So looking forward to their new album as well. Like,
Class, but
Yeah.
what was the biggest show you done with them? Audience
Bloodstock, actually.
Yeah.
It was the biggest show that I've ever done in my life. So I tried not to think about it too much. It was, I think it was like headline slot on the second stage, and I can remember like looking like that on the first thing, going, right, that's new, because you can see so far, and afterwards it just becomes a blur, like in a shadow. But yeah, just amazing experience to be able to sing them, those songs. And just share a stage with the boys, Dane, Tyler, and Todd, as well as Phil. Just awesome bunch of boys, and yeah, I've only got good things really to say, about that experience. So have somebody there, yeah, they're doing the Motorhead set, yeah. So check that tour out.
Incredible, bud. Now, fair play to you, bud. How old are you, bud?
Not quite 40, so I'm not far off.
Good boy. Yeah, we're in the same bracket, isn't it?
Yeah, nearly there, but not far off. So yeah, we've been at it for 2020. Well, yeah, 2000 was my first band started. So 22 years in the system, in the industry, in some shape or another. Still going. Yeah,
Incredible.
same as you guys. It takes time, doesn't it, boys?
It does, but it does, and that's why I asked the question. It's just apparent, the exposure, the experience you've collected, and you know, to be the front man with Phil Campbell, that says it all. But you know,
it was a
and,
privilege, to be honest, to be asked. Like, I didn't expect it at all, so I just enjoyed the moment. Like,
yeah, incredible, bud. Bud, thank you so much for telling us your story.
oh, thank you for having us.
Absolute pleasure. Like Ron said, we'll definitely catch you at one of your shows because we're really psyched about what we're hearing. We'll have to catch you live. Thank you so much for joining us, bud.
Thank you for the time, boys. Appreciate being asked on. Thank you very much.
Thank you, brother.
You're welcome, bro. Absolutely awesome. See you soon, all right, buddy?
Cheers, lads. All the best. See you soon.
And all the best, bud.
Bye.
Amazing.
Absolutely awesome. Should we play the latest single?
Let's do it. This is Valhalla Awaits with their single Skin and Bones.
Nothing
It's a banger, fair play.
Fantastic.
I
Fantastic.
fucking love that.
Yeah, great feedback from all the Crow family. Everybody's loving that track. And why not, innit? Wow.
Very Jerry Cantrell, man.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, guitaring's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's nice to see Snoz back on the old drums as well.
Yeah, that's
Aye.
what I was on about, man. Because like he's such a cool guy.
Hitting
and I
the
met him a
shit
few
out of
times
him.
back in the day, and oh mate, he's just such a lovely guy as well. Like, and it was a shame when they kind of parted, and I didn't really see him go into anything. I thought that was it for him. Like, so it's nice to see him back on the kit, like you said, Dave. So yeah, man.
Tidy.
How's the boys? You all right? How's things, Dave?
Yeah, really good. But sorry, I was just uploading Spotify for my little bit. Distracted. Yeah, no, really good. Yeah, not too
Yeah,
bad at
good
all.
week.
Yeah, just been trying to get my head around our new songs for the live setting. You know, that's what I've been doing.
Bit of a tease, eh? How are you doing, Shiner Boy?
I could. Like speaking of Dave there, he's getting his head around the new songs. I'm all Pro Tools out because of that.
Oh, you look a bit tired, but
Oh, I'm fucking exhausted. Like,
We'll keep it short, don't you worry, Shiner Boy. How are you doing, guys?
that was a hint from Shiner there.
It was. There's no fucking drape on tonight.
Well,
Dave's
that
wiped me
case,
out.
I'll give you my fucking life story tonight, everyone.
What's that bedtime here? Right, you know?
Tell us
Oh,
when it
yeah.
all started, Lloyd.
Yeah. How are you
Right.
doing? And let's start from when we left Crowcast last week, minute by minute.
What did I do? Made a cup of tea. And I realised
But if we done that, we'd be in exactly the same position next week.
aye, but only a day in.
Yeah, sitting here again.
Very true.
But carry on, like, carry on, bud.
It was a cold November night. 1990, November the 14th to be precise. And the devil was born.
I love that comment. Sure, I saw Lloyd driving a van past the prison last week.
Aye,
Take what
the
you want from that
G4S one.
comment.
The G4S van.
Ah,
I was
brilliant.
taking Shiner home, I was, after his escapades robbing the fuel station.
Yeah. I've only allowed out on a Tuesday.
Shiner looks like he's just been woken up. No, he's just genuinely waiting to go to bed, in all fairness. He's hanging on in there. He's hanging on,
Yeah.
a new Shiner Boy.
I am. This is what happens when you listen too much.
Got the old one-eye Shamai on your go, like that.
Donna Morgan, have a cup of Shiner.
Oh, I've had 4 then, they're not working.
Not working now.
Have a cup of it.
If I know you, you've had more than 4 caps today.
Oh no, I've had 4 since you boys been on here.
I'm gonna say, yeah, you've had way more than 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, that's fucking right.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic, man. Oh, so quick week, all learning the new tracks.
I went to watch Funeral for a Friend Saturday night in Bristol
Oh, wicked.
with Static X and Holding Absence. Fucking Holding
Static
Absence were
X.
amazing.
Yeah.
They were really good. Really good. Fair play. First time I've seen them as Holding Absence. So kind of a bit late to the party, because I always remember them when they were falling with style, but
Yeah.
no, they were good. I'll give them that. Like
Awesome.
they were good. And Funeral, they were really good as well. In all fairness, I fucking lost my voice. I was trying to sing along so much.
How did Nash get along?
Nash done really well, man.
Hmm.
I honestly thought he looked like he'd been in that band for years the way he was playing. He texted me
Yes,
after the show. I was the show bio. I texted him back. I think you need to ask yourself that question. Of course, I was a few fucking beers in, like.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
Good weekend. It was a good weekend.
Oh,
It was
nice.
nice to see him back touring as well. Funeral. It was good.
Yeah, I didn't. The dates just didn't. Everything going on in backgrounds and stuff like that. I was gutted I didn't get out
Yeah.
to see him. but their last show tonight in Shepherd's Bush. So yeah, I'm hearing great things. And then obviously they got the download as well then. So yeah, probably catch them in download same day.
Yeah.
It's quite funny because they are
It's a
front of
clash
house.
with Shinedown or Maiden, and I'm sorry, Ray.
It's quite funny because I went up to, obviously their front of house is our front of house. So I went up to him and I said, "Oh, is this how shit we sound live then?" Nah, they were fucking on it. Fair play. Nah, it sounded great. Great.
Yeah, talking to gigs, Marcus Kemp just said he saw Hailstorm in London. Hearing real good things about those guys at the moment. They're ripping it up around the country, like.
Yeah, I've seen some footage of photos, and yeah, I don't think I've seen them live. I don't think I've caught them yet.
Yeah, wasn't it? Didn't she do an acoustic set first, then come back out and an electric set?
Yeah, an evening with.
Wow.
Oh, right, okay.
Sorry, boys. Sam Hart, static. Do I mean static dress? Yes, sorry, Sam, static dress.
Yeah.
I was a bit pissed, may I add. A bit.
What did
Just a
you
bit.
say?
Static X.
Static X.
Yeah.
whatever
I
the
didn't
fuck
say it, but I just thought let that one go. But Sam,
Yeah, that one's all.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Well, then Sam.
Bastard. Should've just jumped in.
Yeah, Florence and Chris are ripping around the country as well. That's
Yeah, man.
great. It's nice to see the live scene back. That's what I've enjoyed, looking at my socials and seeing everybody back at it, like, same with tonight now. Like, there's a lot of people at the gigs tonight, which I'd rather be than sitting at home, so it's nice to see that the gigs, and they'll catch up on Crowcast as they tell us tomorrow, and then someone might be back next week, and you know what I mean, so on. Like, it's just lovely to see it thriving again, like,
Yeah,
man.
Good.
Good crowds and stuff I've seen in Chris's shows, looking great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stiff Little Fingers, awesome.
Yeah.
Cardiff.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
man. Yeah, awesome. We got any birthdays and shout outs?
Yeah, man, we got a few actually.
Whoa, let's go for it.
We'll start off. Happy birthday, Anthony Sute. It was your birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Anthony.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to Rachel Gilchrist. It was her birthday yesterday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Hey.
Adam Kennedy. Happy birthday, buddy. It was his birthday yesterday.
Happy birthday,
Mr. Kennedy.
Yesterday.
Kevin Dutch. It's your birthday today. Happy birthday, Kev.
Happy birthday.
Birthday, Kevo.
Dan Manchip. It's your birthday today. Happy birthday, Dan.
Happy birthday.
Dan.
What we got else? Steve Davis. Hi, Shane. Hope you're doing well on tonight's Crowcast. Please, can you wish my wife, Leanne Davis, a very happy birthday for yesterday? Love her loads, and she's loving her. It's a string thing necklace that has one of your strings in it. Thank you, buddy. Happy birthday, Leanne.
Happy birthday.
Good present, fair play. And last but not least, B got in touch and asked, could we do a quick thank you for her tonight for all the hundreds of birthday wishes she received on the fan page. Totally overwhelming. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Here we
you.
are. That's all the messages.
What's the next lyric? It's lyric time. What's the next line? What's the next line? What's the next line?
The prize for tonight is basically anything you want from our web store. Go and have a look. Make sure the sizes are in your size. Don't just say, I'll have that. Check if the sizes are in. That's been happening quite a lot recently. We need to update our store. That'll be happening soon as well. But the lyric is, see the white flag. See the white flag. What's the next line? Go.
The best.
The best.
The best.
The best music all day long. Crow Radio.
Crow Radio. Available now via Those Damn Crows Spotify page. Don't forget to click the green heart.
Here we are. Sorry, I'm woefully unprepared here on this. I'm trying to load it up.
I know.
It's fine. It's fine, mate.
I'm pressing the wrong part of my mouse. That's what it is.
I can
Press
probably
the right
kick it
button.
off while you're doing that. So, as I said at the top of the show, and please pass it on. We will put a graphic on the fan page as well. It's going to be a week off next week, so we will be back on Tuesday, the 29th of March, which means the theme of our playlist this week, Mr. David Winchurch.
Holidays.
Yeah.
No, I can't press the share button. So if you can do that bit for me, I'll just read them out.
I will.
Oh, no,
Pop
you
it
got
up.
buddy. You've got it.
Pop it up.
All right.
Get it up. Get it up there. Come
There we
on.
are.
Pop him up.
Got it?
Where
Swing
is
up.
it? That's what she said. Where is it?
Oh, I'm trying.
That's
Go
what
on.
you said, isn't it? I'm trying.
Yeah, it's not giving. Yeah, I can't.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm trying. Well, try harder, Dave.
It's all right.
Yeah, something's not right there.
Sorry, we'll
I
get there.
fucking know.
now. We'll get there. We'll get
Yeah.
there. We'll get there. Everybody's already on it with the green arts.
Yeah.
I love it. Clay Kids here as well. There she is. Green arts everywhere, Dave. They're all
What
waiting
was-
for it.
All right, I give up. I can't get it.
You can do it. Do you want me to share it?
Yeah, please. Yeah, it's
Do
not
it
giving me
the-
the option to share it like I normally do.
Can you do the old
disappearing.
school? Can you do the old school way where you just kind of put it up and I'll can you
Right then, fuck it. Forget the last 5
can you
minutes.
put it up and I'll help you get it on the screen? No,
I can't do it. I fucking tried.
Dave needs
Oh.
tech expert. Get it up there. Get on up.
Right, let me just read it out. Forget showing it. Right.
Go on then. Come on
So we're
then.
going with holidays, and I put a bit of sunshine in there as well because the weather's getting nice. And when I want to feel a bit summer vibey, like, we're a nice couple of days in the garden and whatnot. So we're going to start off with Holiday Road, Lindsay Buckingham.
Two.
Next song is End of the Line, Traveling Wilburys, followed
Two.
by Here Comes the Sun, the Beatles.
Two.
Sunny Afternoon, the Kinks.
Two.
Don't Look Back into the Sun by the Libertines. Fuck, I haven't heard that song for years.
Yeah, that's a good tune.
Yeah. Walking on Sunshine, Katrina and the Waves. Nuclear Holiday by our good friends, Three Colours Red.
Oh, what a tune.
Boys of Summer, Don Henley.
Tune.
Holiday by Turnstile. California by Phantom Planet. Holiday in Cambodia, Dead Kennedys. Holiday by Green Day. Another song called Holiday, Madonna. Holiday.
Oh yeah.
My Own Summer, Deftones. Sunshine of Your Love, Cream. Summer of 69, Bryan Adams. Summer Breeze, Makes Me Feel Fine. Rising Brothers. And
Go
Summer
on,
in the
Dave.
City by the Loving Spoonful.
I think we're gonna have to make that a regular feature. We're gonna have to sing at least 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah, just sing them.
Also, can we add after this show, David, if you get 5 minutes, Walking on Sunshine, which is a karaoke classic.
Oh, yes, I'll pop that in there.
I love that.
We did.
Did we?
Yeah.
That's the one I put in. Katrina and the Waves.
Walking on Sunshine. Oh, there we are. Yeah,
that
yeah.
was in there, yeah.
That's on there. There we go.
Yeah.
What am I fucking on about?
I
Have we
don't know.
got Summer Breeze?
Yes.
You just sang, huh?
Because we have-
Fucking what's going on here?
I don't know. I blanked out the
He
thing.
needs it on the screen, he does. He needs it on the
I
screen.
need it on the screen, that's what it is, Greeno.
Yeah. I'm always going on there tonight with that.
Holiday for the Scorpions. Has he read that?
No,
video?
we had 2 Scorpion songs last week. That's it. They've had their fill. They filled their quota for the
No.
last couple of months. For the next
And
couple of
buy
months.
us out. Sorry, Lee Evans. David has decided 2 Scorpions tracks last week.
No,
Not having
Not
it this
fucking
week.
not having it.
All right. What about Cliff Richard then?
Ah, of course, yeah.
There we are.
I'll stick that in there, right?
There we are.
We
You'll
got
stick
no
that on.
balls.
Stick that up there. Boys of Summer, that's on there. I knew that one. There we are. Not catching me out now. That's all you're fucking having anyway. There we are.
Yeah.
That's all you're having.
Just
Have
little green art, that was facing arrow. Share with your mates. Have a whinge about it if you want. It's up to you.
and listen to that while we're on our Ollie Bobs, and we'll definitely see you on the 29th.
when-
Like,
Go on, Dave.
Doing
Do
it
the
in
Madonna
airport
again.
and whatnot.
yeah, do the Madonna to see us out, Dave.
Holiday. Celebrate.
It just reminds me of the wedding singer that does.
Yeah, there we are. I don't know any of the lyrics, I'll be honest.
Love it. Have we got a winner?
Yes, we have. So the song was Fear of the Broken. See the White Flag, Flying High. Lots of people at it. And we've picked Jane Hilton. Congratulations, Jane. Let us know what you want from the web store, and we'll get that out to you ASAP. Thank you very much.
Oh. Sorry, I'm just adding those songs in that everyone was requesting last minute. Swaffelen
What?
is Dutch for
Ah, fuck, you've gone Red Dwarf, dude. You're going to have to do it again.
You were talking like fucking Wingsville then, ordering.
Yeah,
the
you went all Red Dwarf where it went, Smeagol, you know, like that fucking.
Did it?
Yeah, go on, start again.
Swaffelen
That's you.
is the Dutch word which means to smack your penis against someone. Swaffelen. Oh, I give it a good old
Yeah,
swaffelen.
don't fucking try that.
Why not?
It's only in the hips.
Now, I don't know what use that's going to be to anyone, but apart from you tell your mates maybe that you know what it means. I don't know.
Oh my god, that's so good.
That's what it is. What you got to do, you got to go up to your mate, right? It's a classic touring. Go up to him, give him a smack across the face with the old boy, and go swaffling.
That's funny. That's funny.
You can't talk back, can you? Well done, Dave. That was a boot this week, in all fairness.
How'd you
The
pronounce it,
question-
Dave?
Swaffling.
Swaffelen. It almost sounds like a dessert, doesn't it? Oh, I gotta get
I'd have the swaffling, please, and then just the waiters like that.
Here we are, read that one out. Can't be fucking right.
Is that actual fact or?
I don't know. That can't be right. That's fucking
Wow.
mad.
Surely he was just having a wee, maybe.
Oh, Jesus.
Dick and Schmacker. That's the German. Dick and Schmacker.
Schlurrigan. Schlurrigan.
Jeannie Walker, it's the word of the day tomorrow.
Word of the day, toilet paper. Swaffling.
Fucking brilliant. Now that is
If
probably
we can get
gonna
that,
be
if we can get that trending on Twitter, hashtag Swaffelen, it'd be amazing.
Morning, everyone.
Hashtag Swafflin. Swafflin. Yeah?
Swaffelen.
Yeah, I assume it's a Swaffling, yeah.
Wow.
Fuck. Outstanding. Brilliant,
Do not
Dave.
try
Did you
that
know?
home, mate. Do not
Well
try
done,
that
Dan.
home.
Probably my
You
favourite.
will
That's,
get
Dave.
hurt.
That's beating the Peppers one for me, that is.
All right. Bloody hell.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
me
beating
too.
the Peppers.
Well, there we are then.
I'm
Look
crying.
at that. Kim Williams, where do you search these things?
Fucking dark web for that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You gotta burn your laptop, Dave.
yeah, I know.
Oh man. Hey, moving on before Shiner gives me the eyes, but there. Just a reminder, there's less than 100 tickets left on both these shows. All the links are on the screen, guys. We'll put them on the fan page as well. and also on the socials tomorrow, just so nobody misses out. And don't forget, like Shane said, we're going to have a reshuffle of the web store. So that'll be done over the next couple of weeks. But you can check everything out at www.thosedamncrows.com. There's more news coming. We can't talk about album 3 anymore than we've been teasing tonight. But we're all mega excited about it. And I think that's all. Have anybody got anything else that you'd like to add?
Swaffling.
Hashtag Swaffling. Let's get it trending. As
I know.
get it on the fan page. Let's get it trending. Hashtag. Get it all over Twitter. Twitter. I'm done. Good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, one-liner, shiner.
Twitler. Get the swaffling over the Twitler.
Twitler.
To be honest, I think we can end on that one.
Shiner, take us home for fuck's sake. Take us home.
Please,
Right.
mate, please.
Right, I've got another money saving tip this week.
He's going to get a graphic. 29th of March. China gets a graphic for this.
But it only concerns Man United fans. Ron, you ain't gonna like us, but you're out of the fucking Champions League.
Yeah.
But
The last 10 minutes of Crowcast has been immense. It's been
Yeah.
absolutely immense. Shiner, I love that. Oh, you've waited to do it live on Crowcast. You
Yeah.
absolute legend.
yeah, lost one.
Ah.
Great.
We were aware of that, Ron, until that point.
Absolutely no. So the reaction is
No.
organic. I've got like this. Fuck.
Livid.
Absolutely
for fuck's
incredible. Crow family, this has been Crowcast episode 90 with special guest Andrew Hunt. Thank you so much as always for the love and constant support. Have a fantastic week, Crow family. Remember, we won't be here next week, but we will see you same time, same place, a week next Tuesday, live at 9 on Crowcast episode 91. Stay safe, Crow family. Look after each other. No star.
Who said rock and roll's dead?